and welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you, so get cozy, pull up a chair. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather around my table. Today's pick a card topic is about the connection on your mind, and we're asking the question of Spirit, is there more to come in this connection, or is it time for you to move on? We do have 3 piles to choose from today, and I do want to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers today as well. Thank you so much for your presence here on this channel. If you are new to the channel, we welcome you. Please consider joining our beautiful soul family by subscribing to the channel, and I do offer a chance for my subscribers to win a free tarot reading from me. All you have to do is drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win, but be sure to hit your notification bell if you do decide to drop me a comment if you would like to be entered for your chance to win a free reading, so that I can notify you via the comment section and get the ball rolling if you are chosen the winner. I do want to take a moment today to talk about this beautiful oracle that I'm going to be using for you as your headers here, as your reading options, but also throughout your reading today I'm going to be using some of these cards, and it comes from this beautiful Entanglement oracle deck, and I am going to link the shop below for the creators of this deck, and I'm going to link their Instagram as well. Feel free to please go follow them. Be sure to check out the link below if you would like to purchase this card deck. It's a beautiful card deck. It really shuffles beautifully. It's got such vibrant colors, and I'm going to be sharing it with you on this channel over this next week or so. So be sure to check out those links below as well. But we do have 3 piles to choose from today for you. We have pile number 1 here with the color orange makes me think of you. Pile number 2 with time keeps on slipping. And pile number 3 says it doesn't mean forever. So there are 3 piles to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And today we are asking Spirit, the person on your mind, the connection on your mind, is it over? Should we move on? Or is there more to come in this connection? What can we expect? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. And again, my timestamps are listed below. You can be attracted to multiple piles, whatever calls out to you. Listen to the notes of your own intuition. You can pause this video as well if you need to choose the right pile for yourself. And always remember that this is a reading for the collective. So if it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or try a different reading altogether. So pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the orange card. The color orange makes me think of you, here from the Entanglement oracle deck. Now the color orange card, this card really makes me think of that song, Something in the Orange tells me we're not done. And so there's something about the sun setting too, or the sun rising, but I always think of orange as like more of a sunset energy. And so there's something that tells you that this isn't finished, perhaps in your own intuition. This could be shared with the person on your mind as well. So let's take a look here. For pile number 1, please. Is there more to come in this connection, or should they move forward? First, we're going to take a quick look at feelings. We have here the 5 of Pentacles, so this could be in complete separation, and this separation may have lasted a few years for someone watching. It doesn't have to, of course. But there's a feeling of like doubt. It's like doubt that this connection is completely over, and it's almost like I'm looking over my shoulder expecting to see them. It's like I think about them so often that I expect to conjure them up. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles. And now I'm getting a really strong emphasis here on opportunity and potential that we feel like still exists. Even in the present moment here, we have this 8 of Pentacles, and how this is a canvas. They're trying to draw this woman, but they're drawing a pentacle instead of the nakedness of this lady. And so there's a sense of vulnerability, being afraid to paint vulnerability into my picture, being afraid to be vulnerable and do the work that's called for me to do, to be vulnerable, to create change here. There's a really strong imprint or impression that you've left on this person. They could be, I'm getting a lot of air elements actually, despite all of the pentacles on the table. A lot of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini is coming through for me right now, specifically Libra. They are emphasizing tattoos for someone watching as well. And we have the Justice coming through. Back of the deck is the 9 of Wands and the King of Swords. There is that Libra energy. I don't feel like this person has completely detached from you, pile 1. I think that there is still a very strong mutual connection, or a mutual feeling surrounding this connection in general. I'm just sensing a sense of balance with the Six of Pentacles, despite the imbalance of the practical elements surrounding you. I do feel like this person is intimidated by you. Intimidated perhaps by the situation and intimidated by timing. It's like sometimes we will convince ourselves that it's taken too long or we've taken too long and there's no opportunities here. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Now they are highlighting Temperance energy for me and how patience or balance, sort of reigniting a balance or bringing something back into balance might be necessary to create changes in the future of this connection. Ace of Cups. Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. And the Eight of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Seven of Swords and the Page of Cups. This is a very interesting message for you, Pile 1. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into current feelings as well, but we do want to address how, first of all, it's not over for you. It doesn't feel over for the person on your mind either. It really feels as though both of you are really looking into the past quite a bit, but the solutions aren't residing in the past. The solutions are in the present moment, and how our life is a canvas. We get to create it. We get to micromanage it in a lot of different ways. And so there is a feeling of potential that still exists in this connection. I do not feel a death energy here for you, Pile 1. What are the current feelings and thoughts that this person is having towards pile number 1, please? We're going to bring some more messages out from the Entanglement Oracle for you. As I said, I'm going to have the links below for this deck and for the creators of this deck as well. I see a future with you. This is their opinion. They are still holding on to you, Pile 1. But I feel like this is not, like they're showing all the colors of the rainbow, but the full spectrum hasn't arrived for us yet. They haven't shared these feelings with us. Maybe they haven't even shared these feelings 100% to themselves here. I am still longing to hold you. What do they currently feel for pile number 1, please? But I'm a chicken. Despite the space between. And this chicken here has little red and white legs, which symbolizes my fear of loss, holding on to that egg which has been cracked. So it's like they've convinced themselves that they are lacking something. It has all the potential it needs to thrive, but we need to actually fuel energy into it or incubate it. But their fear of loss, their fear of rejection, and their fear of loss could also be coming from a practical place, especially if there are other investments that they have made in their career, in their life, for instance. But they're afraid. They're afraid to face you. Even though you don't mean to, you still trigger me. It's not intentional. And I felt a lot of external pressure. And you can see the big anglerfish here, the divine feminine anglerfish. It represents divine feminine energy because that is the feminine version of that fish, and the male version is a small fish that attaches to the side of that fish. So there is a feeling of like intimidation, being intimidated by you. Here, this beautiful justice energy. I always think of Foxy Cleopatra, Beyonce and Foxy Cleopatra, how you're a whole lot of woman. It doesn't have to be feminine energy, it has everything to do with energy. But thinking that you are intimidating a little bit. Back of the deck says, our situation paralyzes me. Now here is where the message gets interesting for you, Pile 1, is because I don't feel like it's over. But this is where Spirit brings in information to help us to achieve more. Because ultimately, nothing changes if nothing changes. If we sink into the depression phase of the Four of Cups, if we think that we are helpless, that becomes our gospel, and we just keep fueling that expectation towards ourselves. We let that become a distraction for inspiration that comes in to create change for us. Because the truth is that there's fate and there's free will. There are fated connections that we are meant to cross paths with, but we have our free will and how we operate within those opportunities. And so ultimately, it's not over. It's not over until we say that it's over in this moment, but there does require help. This connection needs a boost in the right direction. It needs a redirected focus towards more. Some of this change, some of this transition might be, I don't want to say painful, might sting a little bit, especially if there are practical elements that we have to move out of the way or make adjustments within. They do feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders, and there is an indication here about divine feminine energy taking the reins and perhaps communicating. It's like everybody in this connection has been waiting for the other person to come forward and pop up out of the blue with information and with truth. Both of you are waiting. And the sun is, again, the timing won't wait forever. Ultimately, the sun may be setting. And so it's like we're waiting, but they're waiting too for you to reach out, and you're waiting for them to reach out. And ultimately, that's us making investments based on the past, and that's not where our abundance is going to come in for us. And so we may have been applying this weight energy and this hopeful energy that they will reach out to us and vice versa for a period of time. But Spirit says now that we've observed that that's not getting us anywhere, we're going to have to make adjustments, and somebody has to throw themselves almost like a sacrifice into that vulnerable state of reaching out to the other person. I do feel like this person on your mind might still continue to hold back, and we can't put our expectations on other people, because they're saying, you know, this situation paralyzes me. And we oftentimes will kind of give in to those old crutches of fear that paralyze us. And so Spirit says we now need a backup plan. Is it over, or there's still more to come? But Spirit says there's still opportunity. It still exists in this moment. There's still emotions and feelings that exist here, but we have to lift the veil. It says questioning everything and anything unaligned must go. We have to really discover and ask ourselves, what do we want out of this connection, and what steps are we willing to take to achieve that goal? There are things that are in a lack of alignment to our goals here that have to be lifted away. And we have I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And we talked about fate and we talked about destiny. You know, we talked about free will. And so there is a past life energy here, a very strong past life connection, but also a very long soul contract with this person as well. We have this fated life versus the destiny life. And so that could be what you're feeling in this moment. You're feeling like you should be in the other connection, that you made a mistake leading you to where you're at in this moment. This could also be double-sided for the person on your mind. We also have here pulse of the mother, slow down in time and nature. There could be family energies that are surrounding you or this person at this time too. They aren't saying that this will be a quick fix. That's why they emphasized temperance for us, but that's why they also emphasized it here with the 9 and the 5, because ultimately it's going to take time and effort and application of strength to move ourselves in the right direction. And so we may have to be patient with ourselves, even to build up the strength if we feel called to reach out. We may also have to be patient with this person if our expectation is that they are going to reach out to us, which again is a possibility because reunions with you are on their mind. But we're still battling that 4 of Cups, this ace bringing in the extra cup for that 4 of Cups. We're still battling our own obstacles and our own feelings of what we're capable of. Advice for pile number 1, please. Should you move on, or is there more to come? We have here choices, feeling blocked and restrained. But this is like the Lover's energy. It asks us to weigh our options if we have other partners at this time. It asks us to make decisions based on our highest good as well. And we may be feeling restrained because of decisions or situations that we've walked into in this moment. We have here eternity, endless moments, and repetition. It's always tea time. Number 26. And they are speaking about karmic loops and how we're not making progress up to this point, but how the door still does not have to be closed. There's still the potential because you're both still mutually holding on here. But they are saying here that endless moments, repetition, will create sort of a Groundhog Day effect in the momentum of this connection. We do have nature communication on the back of the deck, elemental messengers, fairy energies, and I don't think that there's any communication at this moment, but I do feel like there is energetic communication that's going on, and I also feel like your higher self and your guides are trying to indicate which direction you should go in. Nice piece here. We have music. There is melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if we would only listen. It's asking us to listen to the notes of intuition, which could inspire some type of action, that will create change in a situation. And it may require strength to push through. And it's definitely going to require your intuition. We do have transform and emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. And friends, unlikely friendships can form like variegated lichens on a hard rock. They create a tight bond. The emergence from your cocoon is asking you to break free from whatever environment, situation, energy field has been holding you back. It's also just speaking about the hard work of internalizing all of this feeling, internalizing the emotions that you have and expressing them out into the ethereal. Now my one light went out as well. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What was the last thought that this person had about pile number 1 in the bowl, please? In the bowl today, 10 of Wands, Knight of Cups, and the Fool. The last thought that they had, the Knight of Cups is reversed along with the Fool. They were feeling kind of helpless, but convincing themselves that they're naive to even think that this is possible. It's like they were thinking about how they must feel foolish, or they should feel foolish for even assuming that you would feel the same way, or assuming that there is a possibility or a way to come back together in some type of way. But that's just the weight of the world, the fear of the unknown, that's really influencing that thought pattern surrounding you, contributing to the helplessness that they may be feeling. And that could be what's giving you the impression of feeling ignored by this person. Appearances are very deceiving here, despite the lack of contact. I just heard the home fires are burning. We have here wishes that do come true, but it only comes true when we express ourselves and we turn that wish into a goal. So there is still potential here. We do have the divine masculine that is unlikely perhaps to express themselves, but they also have the potential to drown in that emotion as well. So we have somebody who has to make a decision to choose strength. We have like, and we also have here the divine feminine heart space being prioritized as well, and a commitment to your own heart. They want to prioritize the divine feminine's commitment to your own heart space and how you may be giving from an empty cup in your environment, because here is the hatchet, which talks about breaking down old investments. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. Be sure to share this video, like this video. It helps me to bring you guys more content. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I have different links below as well, specifically for this new enchantment oracle and for the creators of that oracle towards their Instagram as well. So be sure to check them out. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you have a great week. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Time Keeps on Slipping here from the Enchantment Oracle deck. And this is your reading. The connection on your mind, is there more to come, or should you move on at this point? Now, this card specifically says that time has been slipping by, and time waits for no one. I always say that in this channel, that time waits for no one. It's not going to wait for me. It's not going to wait for you either. And so you just could feel like maybe the clock is ticking. Maybe you're feeling an anxiety surrounding too much time having passed in this connection up to this point. So let's take a look and see. Pile number 2, please. We're going to take a look at current feelings as well. We're going to share a few more cards from you from the Entanglement Oracle deck as well about their current feelings. But let's get some tarot out to see what is currently happening in this connection. What can they expect as far as the future, and whether or not this connection, whether it's time to put this connection to bed. What is currently happening in this connection, please? What can Pile 2 expect in the future? We do have here the Page of Swords coming out first, along with the King of Cups. This particular deck does have king versions, male versions of the king, female versions of the king, and queens as well. So this is like a female version of the King of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming out with the Four of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Swords. Back of the deck, we do have the Tower, and we also have the Emperor. Again, a female version of the Emperor here with the Page of Pentacles. And I'm going to clarify as I go forward. Let me clarify, please, the Page of Swords and the King of Cups. You have the Five of Pentacles coming out there. Let me clarify the Seven of Pentacles, please. I really feel as though in this connection, pile 2, that there's some type of temptation either for you or for this person here. There's this belief system of like, I could achieve more in that connection, or vice versa. Again, that they could achieve more with you. King of Pentacles, because it almost feels like two people that might be in similar paths when it comes to their investments in career, their investments in family, investments in relationships in this moment. You have the Queen of Swords. We have the Judgment. We have the Ten of Swords. Back of the deck, we do have the Three of Wands, and we have the King of Wands. Now, they want to address the feelings that this person is having towards you, pile 2, because it's not for lack of emotion that they are staying away. I feel like there's a very mutual, as I said, practical element or practical concerns here. There could be families at play because somebody is worried about a family unit, or somebody's worried about their investment, and that's what keeps them away. But there's also locks on these chains, and so that may continue to keep them away. And because time keeps moving here, I feel like, again, this was similar in pile 1 in some respects, because I feel like there's a longevity to the disconnect. There could be years where the two of you have been in disconnect at this moment. It doesn't have to be years, but there could be years for someone watching. So if it has been years, you're going to know that this is your message, because time waits for no one. And it's like we keep trying to hold things together. And the Tower here is about an epiphany, a truth. It's almost like we're too afraid to face it or too afraid to feel it, this epiphany, this truth, because it kind of acknowledges this feeling inside of us that the grass is not green where we're sitting, and the grass is green on the other side of that fence. But Spirit keeps bringing in this message about the grass is green where we water it. And in this moment, they say that the thing that needs the drink the most, the part of you that needs the inspiration the most, is your heart space, is how you relate to yourself, the commitments you make to yourself. Because I feel like in your environment, you may just be giving of yourself constantly and feeling like you're not really getting reciprocation in the way that you deserve. And this could be representing a period of time in your life, family and, family units, and just a lot of responsibility on your plate. I feel like it's very mirrored in this connection, actually. So they may be feeling the exact same type of hesitations because of their investments. Maybe it's just one of you that's in a commitment cycle. But either way, this commitment cycle may continue to present as a problem or as a blockade towards what we feel like we want in this connection. And so even for this person, if they feel stuck in their environment, that feeling of stuckness is supposed to be the inspiration to get them moving, to get them to declare their freedom, because they put themselves there with their thoughts, their intentions, their actions. They can then remove themselves from that prison. And this can be a message that you also can relate to if you yourself feel stuck in an environment that you don't feel like there are upgrades available for you. They are indicating that there is this fear of other people's opinions that stop us from letting our own towers fall to create space for growth. And that's very mutual as well in this connection as well, at this time. And they are talking about your own intuition, and they're saying that this connection plays such a powerful role for you when it comes to your spiritual education, when it comes to your understanding of the spiritual realm, and even your understanding of soulmate contracts, twin flame energies. I feel like it played a very critical role there for you. I also feel like you could have gone to school with this person in the past. I'm getting a lot of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy coming through. A lot of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini as well. Let's get a couple of thoughts and feelings that are coming in from this person, please, for pile number 2. I wish that I'd never let you go. And so thoughts of you run rampant. We don't arrive at the 8 of Swords. We don't arrive at the 10 of Swords with just one singular thought. It's something that we put energy towards. I'm very sorry. I keep hearing that. My grandma used to always say, if wishes and nuts were candy, or if wishes and butts were candies and nuts. And that's what I keep hearing from her voice, actually. We have here, I'm sorry. You always keep me guessing. So they're speaking here about kind of like a cat and mouse game, or mixed signals that may have come in the past of this connection, especially when the two of you were in connection, especially if you went to school together, for instance. We have here, I should have been honest with you from the start. There could have been almost a friendship aspect to this connection too. And it says here, don't wait up for me. They do have desires towards you. Back of deck says, I want to take care of all of you. But this wasn't the plan. The plan, the original plan, perhaps was to have a connection with you, for it to move into something more profound, to move into some type of commitment cycle. I don't think that they intended to keep holding on to the energy as well in this moment, but they are highlighting here for you, pal, too, that your intuition, that this connection's purpose in this moment may be to help you graduate to a new understanding. And that we're holding on to energies from the past when Spirit says that it may be time to create clearance for growth. And here with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords, it talks about a truth that sort of stings a little bit when it comes to the potential of what's coming in the future. And it does ask us to let go of our expectations. So for you, pal, too, I do feel like this message is coming forward with it may be time for us to move forward. Now, you may not feel that in this moment. You may not feel ready. And that's okay, too, because this tarot reading is for you. It's to give you extra information so that you have more available to you to make critical decisions that you know are in your best, highest good. They are saying that there are opportunities in your present realm here to, again, fulfill your commitment to yourself first. And they're saying that the dissatisfaction you're feeling here in the present realm might be acting as sort of a trigger to help you feel inspired to look for happiness elsewhere. But that happiness will be an inside job no matter where you plant yourself. And so they are asking us to eliminate our expectations here when it comes to this connection moving forward in any type of way. But they do want to offer their love and compassion to you at this time, because they understand that that is a truth that stings, and it may not be a truth that we're 100% ready to hold on to yet. We have here, your creativity is at its peak, the rabbit. And they're talking about thirst. Every time I see the rabbit, I think of the Page of Wands, and they're talking about a thirst. And that's what they want your creativity to be peaked about, is your thirst. What's missing for you? How can we create more balance here? Slow down, pause, and breathe to explore that message about what is missing for you, what is making you feel imbalanced. What are you holding on so tightly to that you're afraid to release in order to create more room and growth for yourself? We have here, follow your passion and get ready for big changes. Because I do feel like the Spirit's trying to create permanent epiphanies for you. Not just about the past, but about your present. Because they say that we're afraid to tackle that. We're afraid to tackle the present obstacles in this moment. And maybe they're saying there's an unlikely ally in your life right now that can help you. It could be a current partner, it could be a friendship. There's an unlikely ally, it could even be your highest self right now that's asking you to slow down, pause, reflect upon what is obscuring your creativity. And don't be afraid to plant new seeds towards more abundance in your life in whatever realm that speaks to, because you always have a choice. They're saying that you don't have to choose between one path or another path. That if you're unhappy in your current realm, it's like we don't have to jump ship and hope to kind of catch happiness in another realm. They're saying that you can find that and cultivate that from within. And it's freedom of choice about whether you stay in your current environment, of course, and your guides are going to walk with you no matter what path you choose there. Advice for pile number 2, please. You have risk and grow wherever you are planted. And that's what they want us to understand about current dissatisfaction. If you're feeling like you can't be that highest version of yourself in this present moment, that you may be hoping that you could be that version of yourself in this other connection, but you can be that version of yourself wherever you plant yourself. So it's time for you to utilize all of the information of what's missing so you can wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glade. Back of the deck, I just saw friends. We also have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. They are saying that our expectations towards this connection may not come to pass, but don't be afraid to start something new for you, for no other reason, for your own happiness and your own good. And oftentimes we will put ourselves completely last. It's like we will make decisions, entire life decisions, based on the good of other people. And ultimately that's just sort of a counterfeit, fake version of abundance. Advice in the bowl, please, for pile number 2. Ace of Swords. Spirit says we may have been sitting upon this thirst that we're feeling in our life. We may be, and there's a lot of curiosity of the unknowns of like, what if, what could have happened? The sliding doors analogy of like, what would have happened if I caught that train? What would have happened if we had gone into this connection and fueled our curiosity? That thirst still exists in you, but exists for perhaps many different reasons in this moment. And so there is a truth here that stings a little bit, and we may have had privy knowledge to that truth for some time about the potential of this connection, but that the trigger, the response, the inspiration that this connection creates speaks to a deeper truth within you about what you are suspending yourself over or what you are holding yourself back from. We have the letter L here in the bowl. We do have the lightning bolt. I always think about the tower. We do have the tower here, somebody trying to hold the tower together or trying to avoid upheaval. We have I choose strength, and we do have opportunity here from 1999. They're talking about the past and wanting to party like it's 1999. We have beauty. And it's like the two of you are unaware of each other's attraction or unaware of each other's beauty in some way. But it doesn't mean you're not blooming. It doesn't mean that that doesn't exist. We do have the elephant with the trunk down, which means that even though there's been endurance here, luck may not be on our side in this connection, but it still serves a very critical purpose because all of our collaborations are going to be used by Spirit. And even in this present moment, it's serving such a huge purpose for your transformation. The divine feminine, again, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy coming out. Because ultimately, Spirit's going to try to use every information that comes in to help you make critical decisions about your environment, to make sure that you are leading, making sure that you are not tolerating less than that you deserve in any environment. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. I am praying for you, and your guides are going to walk with you no matter what. If you are interested in being entered for a chance to win a free reading, be sure to drop your comment below and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link below for Etsy for a personal reading, and I will have a link for this Entanglement Oracle as well below. Be sure to check that out. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to this card. It doesn't mean forever. From the Entanglement Oracle deck, and this is your reading. What can you expect? Is there more to come in this connection, or is it time for you to move on? Now, the timing here, you can see that the hourglass is starting to wane. This person's kind of getting buried up to their nose in sand as well. And I'm hearing like sands through the hourglass. Those are the days of our lives. But it says it doesn't mean forever. So time might be slipping, or time might be running out, but this could also speak to how there's more to come. Or maybe we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and we know that the wait is not going to last forever. So let's take a look here. We're going to start with feelings, how they're currently feeling, what's happening in this connection, what to expect in the future of the connection, and some advice from your guides. What is currently going on in this connection, please, for pile number 3? Should they continue to hold on? Is it time for them to move on? Is there more to come? We do have the 3 of Cups. That's a great place to start, I feel, with the 3 of Cups here. We have the King of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the Devil, Capricorn. We have the 3 of Swords coming here in a state of limbo. We're going to leave it just like that. They keep highlighting the mind is the temple, like our bodies are a temple, our mind is a temple, but we can obscure that mind with negative thoughts, negative feelings. We have the Page of Wands, and we have the 2 of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the King of Wands with that 5 of Cups. I feel like there's so much regret surrounding this connection, and it almost feels like the 2 of you were just friends. Like you anticipated or thought that there would be more, and we really thought we had more time, but maybe time slipped away from us, and yet we still don't feel like it's forever. We still don't feel like the separation is forever because there's such a profound connection. And it doesn't feel like it started in a physical place. It feels like it started in a very almost innocent place between the two of you. There's an emphasis of this person being really stuck with insecurity and being afraid to say something to you in the past, being afraid to express themselves even now in the present. That hasn't changed for them. This insecurity when it comes to you hasn't changed for them. I feel like a lot of things have changed for them perhaps, but that's one thing that hasn't. You still make them feel insecure. You still make them feel vulnerable, and you're not doing it intentionally. They recognize that. Their mind is like filled with thoughts of you, but a lot of them are negative thoughts. And I'm not saying negative in reference to how they feel about you, but negative in the reference in terms of disappointment in themselves and disappointment in the situations and how everything turned out. Because they had the opportunity. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Swords. They had the opportunity, they didn't perhaps take it. They didn't think that it was possible. Here's the Five of Cups. And now they're so filled with regret. This King of Cups is just a huge emotional creature. They could be a fire sign, but they have such a lot of emotion that they're coming forward as water. Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups coming out together, and it's supporting the Devil. Because the truth is that Spirit's showing a double-sided attachment here, a codependent attachment that's happening. Both of you holding on to your comfort zones in the past so as to not express yourselves fully. Both of you holding on to current belief systems and comfort zones now, including the attachment to each other. We have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands coming out here. Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Back of the deck is the Two of Wands, and we have the Justice. Now, I always say that my first position card is really, really important to me as a reader. We have, the Three of Cups is your first position card, which is beautiful. We have it supported by the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Because this Ten of Swords, and I want to clarify it further, it's just a support to this answer, but it does speak about what will sometimes prohibit an opportunity towards reunions because it doesn't have to be over. That's what Spirit says. This doesn't have to be over, but something has to be adjusted. Otherwise, this disappointment will maintain in a state of limbo. It's like it does not have to be over. We are coming to a crossroads here. And we're coming to a crossroads in the future where clarity and enlightenment are going to be the key aspects of being able to move things forward. Because there's curiosity and there's thirst, and we've never filled it. We've never been able to chase that curiosity down and give it a drink of water. And so, and I just heard you're a tall glass of water and I'm thirsty for a drink. So there is thirst that we have to listen to. When we're thirsty, we have to go looking for inspiration. We have to go looking for water. Now, in this moment, they say that both of you are stuck in some type of karmic loop. This karmic loop could include, because I'm dealing with the collective energy, so take the messages as they resonate here with you today. This karmic loop could include karmic relationships with the Six of Pentacles. But mostly this is not speaking about anything practical in the way. It's because the truth is the practical is just a reflection of our heart space and the obstacles we're putting there. We put the emphasis on the practical obstacles in place. We put them there. And so that's secondary. Spirit doesn't even care about that. What they're saying with this connection is that if it's as valuable and worthwhile as we feel like it is, and it does feel very mutual, then we're generous with each other. And we throw ourselves perhaps sometimes on the sword of generosity, and we bring forward the communication, the truth, despite the fact that we are feeling vulnerable. Because Brene Brown talks about that, how the true essence of humanity is vulnerability. We're animals, but that's what separates us from the animals, is our ability to be compassionate towards each other, our ability to be vulnerable with each other, and to prioritize that over our immediate ego needs and wants. And so this Six of Cups says reunions in the present moment are possible, but adjustments need to be required because the devil is the energy that is leading this connection at this moment. That the separation is here, but it doesn't have to mean forever. And that could be why you are drawn to your card in the first place, because right now the Two of Wands talks about flirting with some communication, flirting online a little bit. That could be coming up in the future too. We're coming to a crossroads where clarity is going to be very important. But adjustments are required. And with this particular vintage tarot, it doesn't showcase the sun coming up over the peaks of the mountain. It doesn't showcase the clarity. So you may have an expectation that this person's going to come forward with the clarity, and they may have the expectation that you're coming forward with the clarity, and you both may sort of be impaled on that beach if our expectations aren't met. And so this is a call to action, Spirit says, because there's almost like a crush that happened here in the past, and I feel like you're still crushing. The Four of Wands, the Knight of Cups, this Three of Swords, this disappointment doesn't have to be forever. It can be temporary, but somebody has to be this knight and come forward. The Divine Masculine energy here, they are a little bit afraid of what the unknown holds, which is why that they're delaying it as long as possible. It's like they're delaying it as long as possible, because if you'll throw yourself on that sword first, then all the better for them. But, and sometimes it's frustrating when we hear that message of, you know, it's not other people's jobs to jump through the hoops of our expectations, and vice versa, because you may feel like you've done that your whole life, or you've always done what was expected of you, and now it's like, it's my turn to sit and wait. It's my turn to have somebody come towards me. But we do have desires here, we do have wishes, and we can't send somebody who feels vulnerable to do work that we know that we're capable of at all times. But this is all suggestions from your spirit guides. They give us information of what they think can help us make progress in a situation that does not have to be over. And then they offer us that information, and we get to rifle through and pick and choose a la carte which energies we're going to apply to the situation. They always operate from our highest good. They're always encouraging us from our highest good and the potential there. But they usually ask us to step outside of our comfort zone to create the change that we want to see in our lives. Now let's get some messages from this Entanglement Oracle to see what sort of thoughts and feelings they've had towards you, Pile 3. We skated on thin ice. Here it also says, I haven't forgotten what we've shared here. It's like a dream catcher, but there's the lock in the center. And so there's a feeling about needing to unlock our truth, needing to express ourselves, needing to offer clarity in the full spectrum of the sun here. I will always hold a candle for you. But I also get the impression of like a little match girl. And I've been seeing that with this card quite a bit with this card, about how matches are just struck. But if we don't fuel them with other elements, it's going to burn to our fingers and burn us. We also have here, I want to take care of all of you. There's an emphasis on physical exploration because they may not have had that chance, in the past of this connection. Because I'm hearing that song, I want candy. This was not the plan. This came out in, I believe, pile 1. I believe that card came out in pile 1. This was not the plan. They had intentions. They just didn't have time to execute it, or they didn't have the courage in time to execute it. And they're filled with loss. They're filled with regret over this lost friendship because you're different. But they didn't just want a friendship. They wanted a relationship. And they were the solution and are the solution to change in that department. And again, vice versa. I still remember how you smell. And the more that you ignore me, the more that I want you. So absence only makes the heart grow fonder in this connection, Pile 3. They say that they stalk your social medias when they think of you. So they're still watching you. They're still observing. They're still crushing on you. They're still trying to get an idea of what's going on in your life at this moment, to try to understand whether or not there's even space for them. Space for growth. Advice for pile number 3, please. Is it over? Should you move on? We have here messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. This could really speak to about what you're doing in your career, but it's also highlighting that Page of Wands and exploration and bringing ourselves to a crossroads where we're deciding what path are we going to take? What are we going to learn from how we hesitated in the past, and how are we going to apply those lessons now to create change for ourselves? Now they're also highlighting the devil energy, which we had in the center of your reading, Capricorn. They're highlighting sending in messages for a rabbit. And I do feel like an internet aspect of opening up communication on the internet might be coming forward for you, pile 3. And this will be the real indication of the crossroads that comes in. We have uncertainty. Choose who you will become. And in this moment, this is your guide's way of asking you that. With this caterpillar here, who's wearing the gas mask in Alice in Wonderland, he emphasized the question, who are you? Who are you? Your guides are trying to gas you up as well, trying to make sure that you understand how they see you in the perspective of complete abundance. But here with the cogs turning, there is a stagnation, and somebody has to move the cogs in the right direction. And so your guides are asking you to reflect upon the question, who are you? What do you want to become? What are you trying to build in this connection here? We have belong to your own dream, create your own life. Back of the deck says you can't go back to yesterday, so be in the present. So we can't go back to yesterday, but we can use the lessons of yesterday. We don't have to listen to the same paths or the same voices that we heard in the past, because even underneath this card, I just spied don't drink the poison. So in the past, our own insecurity, our own hesitations created the momentum that's left us in stagnation right now. So don't drink the poison from the past, but belong to your own dream. Cultivate what you want out of this situation. We can't go and recapture what was in the past, but we can build upon a foundation in the present moment. And Spirit says it doesn't have to be over. It doesn't feel over. And I do feel like there will be communication that does come in online. You could be the one that executes that communication, but either way, your guides see more momentum coming through. Now the question is, who are you, and what are we going to do with the opportunity and the momentum when communication opens up? We have lifting the veil. It's time to question everything, and anything unaligned must go. So if there's a request or there's a desire or need to make clearance for growth or space for growth in your world, in your connection, we do have portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Keep speaking about you and the power that you wield. You decide. Rewards and wild card. So there's a portal. There's a doorway. I feel communication coming in the future. I feel like it's actually coming in perhaps within this next 18 months for someone watching. We have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out and find a common ground. And back of the deck says protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And your guides are encouraging you to listen to the notes of your own intuition. They're also asking you to be confident about the mutual connection that you felt in this connection in the past, because sometimes our ego will come in and tell us that we're naive, or that we're misrepresenting a connection, or we misread the signs, or it wasn't for us. And it does that to help create a procrastination or a scapegoat in us so that we do procrastinate and we don't give ourselves the permission to move forward. Oops. We have this top card that just fell to the floor, so let's take a look and see. We have risk. It's time to learn to grow wherever you are planted. You may feel like you have to put yourself out there or take a risk in order to achieve more momentum here, but we have journey. Branch out into new worlds. Back of the deck says kindness. Take respite upon and be kind to yourself and other people. This is the steps that we take when we are trying to build up the courage to take certain actions, to create clarity, to create opportunity, that will ultimately lead to our success. Now let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Last thoughts that this person had about pile 3 in the bowl, please. We have the Death, Ace of Wands, reversed, and we have the Justice. So Libra energy, really thinking about coming forward with their truth, feeling inspired, but they are kind of afraid of that change as well. And so they kind of delayed that truth. They delayed the application because they also know that then they have to kind of put their money where their mouth is. And this could lead to a huge change. Whoops. You have the letter N and the letter A. We also have divine, listening to divine intuition. We do have the 6 filled honey cells. I do think about karmic loops, investments. That doesn't have to go anywhere. They're talking about how honey never goes bad. So they're referencing how the things that we've experienced, we get to carry with us, ultimately, the lessons we get to carry with us. We do have electricity and the rose of hope, and we also have here the pirate flag, reality, transition, and grief. There are still bones to pick here, but there could still be part of the piracy flag for me is honesty and speaking from a place of honesty. That could be a very challenging aspect of the transition here, is just being honest with each other. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to check out my link below for Etsy as well for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I will be linking this deck, the Entanglement Oracle, down below as well, so be sure to check that out too. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage.